All right, I'm back. Something happened. I got cut off. Oh my gosh. So that means, all right, I did, let's see, 25 minutos. All right. So that means I have to do hmm, 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Let me see. Got to make sure my calculations are correct. All right, let me see here. Okay, yeah. The estimate time 35, 25. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So let me think here. Hold on, let me think. I'm thinking. God damn it! Something came up. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm back. Oh my god, man. See, you see, when you try to run your show on perfection, nothing goes your way. I mean, yeah, pretty much. I could do another 35 more minutes, and then I could call it, and then go to the screen, the other screen, and edit. Ugh, good. Anyway, so going back to what the hell I was going to talk about. Like I said, there's too much sad and bad stuff going around in this crazy world that we live in. So I try to avoid that. I don't want to talk about that. Even politics crap, I don't even talk about it. I just popped open a drink because I'm toasty. I'm very toasty. Oh my god! I didn't even buy more sparkling water. I got like two refrigerators full of sparkling water. It's like, damn it! Let me wait until I run down, and then I can just start it. Oh, mm. Delicioso. I bought a lot of non-alcoholic beer too. Heineken, Coors Light, and Stella Artois. Yeah, it's all zero sugar, zero salt, zero calories. And I was like, wow, and I don't feel guilty. I don't feel bloaty. I don't feel buzzed or drunk. I'm like, damn, that's the great thing about buying non-alcoholic beer. You miss the taste. That's what it is. It's just the taste. And it's good to see that we poured it in a nice clear glass and you see the foam coming up. I'm like, it's good to. Wait a minute, I have my sound effects. So you're pretty much pouring your beer, and then here's good friends. That's there he goes twice. There you go. Drink.
I
I
insist.
most certainly will. Thank you. Here, have one on me. Oh my god. Oh man, hold on. I'm drinking my sparkling water again. This flavor is what the hell is it? Tropical fruit. Yeah. Mm. Oh my god. That is excellent. Zero sugar, zero calories. What? Okay, look, I have my can right here. Hot damn it. All right, so it holds zero calories, zero sodium, zero carbohydrates, zero sugar, zero protein, zero nothing. Don't buy this, you know? But I love it. I love it. Oh my god. Here, I'm gonna pour another one just for you. Drinky poo, buddy boo. All right. Anyway. So I'm like I said, I stay away from all that sad crap that's going on in this horrible world we live in. So I managed to just try to stay on the positive crap. That's what I am. And fun stuff too. So I went on this thing called the internet before I was like cut off. I gotta be nice to my laptop. Hello, buddy. I miss you, friend. So I started reading. Listen, I love Marvel sci-fi stuff. Why not? So I read this about six Marvel weapons stronger than Thanos Infinity Gauntlet ranked. I was like, let me check this out. So I went on there and I read the whole thing. And I was like, oh my God. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe has several weapons. Oh, let me cross this off because I know I'm going to read the whole thing again. Where is it? Yes, there we go. Boom, cross that off. Making sure I talk about it. All right. So the Marvel Cinematic Universe has several weapons that could surpass even Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet. The Infinity Gauntlet is widely regarded as the most powerful weapon in the MCU timeline. Forged to house all six Infinity Stones, The gauntlet gave Thanos control over space, time, reality, power, mind, and soul itself. Despite this formidable reputation, there are some other MCU weapons that could overpower Thanos' legendary arsenal. Now, when I read this, the first thing I said, I was like, what is more powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet? So, once assembled in the Avengers Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet allowed the Mad Titan, Thanos, to effortlessly defeat some of the MCU's strongest heroes. Hold on, I got it. Oh my god, my seat. There we go. All right, and move this up. Perfect. Okay, great. Now I can talk. I hate it when I'm slouched over. It hurts my back, my shoulders actually. Oh, prison life. Anyway, so allowed the Mad Titan to effortlessly defeat some of the MCU's strongest heroes before wiping out half of all life in the universe with a snap of his fingers. Few artifacts have ever demonstrated such overwhelmingly power on screen. Now, the comic book version of the Infinity Gauntlet is even more impressive. In the Marvel Comics, the completely gauntlet effectively grants true omnipotence within the universe, allowing Thanos to challenge cosmic entities such as Eternity, Galactus, and even abstract embodiments of reality itself. Uh huh. So here are the what is it? Six? Was it six? Yeah, six weapons that are measured. Yet Marvel's lore is filled with mystical relics, divine artifacts, and cosmic weapons whose unique abilities could potentially rival or even surpass the gauntlet under the right circumstances. So here we go. Now, this they're not ranked. They said six, so it's not like 6 through 1 or 1 through 6. Or yeah, that equals 7. Yeah, I'm smart. Yeah,
Brilliant!
thank you, sir. Anyway, so here's one. The Wand of Watum. The Wand of Watum only made a brief appearance in Doctor Strange, but its a comic book reputation suggests it could be among the most dangerous magical artifacts in existence, created by the extradimensional being Watum. The wand serves as a conduit for virtually limitless mystical energy. Now, while many magical relics amplify a sorcerer's existing abilities, the Wand of Watum goes much further by actively gathering, storing, focusing, and redirecting energy on a cosmic scale. Now, one of the Infinity Gauntlet's greatest strengths comes from the raw power contained within the stones themselves. The Wand of Watum presents an intriguing counter because of its primary function revolves around manipulating energy. Oh my god, and there's a lot to read, damn it. Anyway, simply carrying it enhances the spellcaster's power, making it one of the most Marvel's underestimated weapons. Wow. Okay. So the Wand of Watum is one of those that's powerful. They say is more powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet. All right. The Ten Rings. I wasn't a fan of the movie. They could have done it better. All right, let me get something to drink here. Hold on. All right, the Ten Rings quickly became one of the MCU's most fascinating weapons when they debuted in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Unlike their comic counterparts, which are worn on the fingers and poses in individual powers, the MCU version takes the form of the 10 powerful arm rings that function as both weapons and sources of immense energy. Now, even without the full explanation of their origin, the rings immediately demonstrated abilities beyond anything previously seen on Earth. Zhu Wenwu, I think that's his name. Is it? And it wielded the rings for more than 1,000 years. Their power granted him immortality, enhanced physical strength, and incredible durability and devastating range of attacks. Now, oh my god, another one with so much to read. Now, anyway, the beacon activated Shang-Chi suggested that the rings originated from somewhere far beyond Earth, potentially from a cosmic source still unexplored by the MCU and potentially containing further powers more in line with the Mandarian's comic book ranks. Yeah, oh my god, too much to read. Oh my god. Anyway, here's another one. All black the Necro Sword. Is that Necrosword? Necro Sword. The Necro Sword. Yes. Okay. Now I know who the character is. Good lord, it's been such a long time since I've seen it. But anyway, the sword is proved terrifyingly effective in Thor: Love and Thunder. Before obtaining the weapon, Gore was a grieving mortal. After claiming it, he became one of the greatest threats of the gods had ever faced, slaughtering divine beings across the cosmos and spreading fear throughout the entire pantheons. Yes. Now, few weapons in the Marvel history has demonstrated such an immediate and dramatic increase of the wielder's power. Oh my god, the sword's ability to extend far beyond simple combat enhancement. It grants superhuman strength, endurance, and resilience while allowing its user to travel through shadows and move between locations and frightening efficiency. Now, the Necro sword, what the hell just happened? Oh man, it fell off again. All right, anyway, the Necro sword, I think that's how you pronounce it. Armies, shadow army. The most importantly, it possesses a singular purpose: killing gods. Comic readers know that the weapon's history is even more impressive. The all black was originally forged by Null, the ancient god of symbiotes. Anyway, oh my god, another one is too much to read. Just say what it has, and that's it. I don't need to know its origins. In the hands of a determined welder like Gore, it demonstrated that even cosmic entities can fail. Okay. Stormbreaker. Wait a minute. That's the one. That's the big axe that Thor had. Should I read about it? Oh God. I think this is number 5. Yeah, Stormbreaker forged in the heart of the. Okay. Anyway, that's the big axe. Let's put it that way. All right, there. The Darkhold. Oh my God. Scary. Very scary. Yes. Oh my god, I can't believe I talk like that. That is very scary. The what the hell was it? Where the hell's my sound effect? There we go. Yeah. There's something very scary called the Darkhold. Very scary. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I am I am terrified. Please help me.
Fatality.
Please stop. You're scaring me. Don't open up that book. Oh my god, man. Jeez. Anyway. Right, what the hell am I doing here? Can't even get out of here. All right, anyway. So there's this book called The Darkhold. Anyway, few artifacts in the Marvel history are feared as the Darkhold. Introduced in WandaVision before becoming central to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The cursed tomb contains the collected knowledge of Shathan. Hello, how you doing? I'm Shathan. How you doing? All right. You want to listen to you want to see my book, The Dark Hold? Come on, girl. Oh, you're going to be terrified. Let me tell you. All right, anyway, an ancient elder god who was widely regarded as the first practitioner of the dark magic. While most magical texts teach spells or rituals, the Darkhold is essentially a blueprint for rewriting reality itself through forbidden means. Now, its contents are so dangerous that even the most accomplished sorcerers struggle to fully comprehend them. The book allowed the Scarlet Witch to reshape reality on a massive scale and gain powers capable of overwhelming masters of the mystic arts. More importantly, the Darkhold granted knowledge that extended far beyond a single universe. What the hell was that? Making it one of the fewer artifacts with true multiversal reach. Now, the scope is blah, 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 blah. There's another one called the Time Ripper. Oh my God. There's so much, dude. Well, anyway, those are the 6 weapons stronger than Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet. Good God, man. Just say what the powers it has, what does it do, and that's it. I don't really need to break down the history of where it came from. All right, moving on, man. All right. So I read that. All right. Oh my God. I'm not going to fall asleep. No. Mm, mm. Uh, anyway. So I kept looking around and I saw, okay, that one was too long. All right. I didn't expect it like to be like a war and peace novel that I'm reading. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Just say the name, what powers it does, what can it do, and whoever holds it, what will happen to that person. Not like the history of where it came from, who designed it, who built it, who blessed it, and how many armies it defeated. I don't need to know all that. I just need to know the name, what it does, and is it with the powers it has exceeded the Infinity Gauntlet. That's all I need to know. Anyway, life goes on. Move on, people. What do I have a move on sound effect? Let me see here. Move. Uh, mm, Molotov. I guess you can say that one. There you go. Molotov. All right. Mazel tov. Hey. All right. Anyway. So this one I came up across that I kind of liked, and I want to read this. The 10 best martial arts movies of the 2020s ranked. So I went down and started reading it, half of it. Didn't read the whole thing. But I do love martial art movies, and some of them you can tell they were easily choreographed. And I always tell people the best fight was, to me personally, was The Dark Knight Rises when he fought Bane. That to me, and any fighting expert would say, that's as close to the reality of a fight than you'll ever come across in the screen. A lot of these professional fighters have said that. There was no like roundhouse kicks and you block them with your pinky, and then like knock somebody out with your winky eye, and then like blocking every single punch and doing a backflip and a front flip and then jumping through a flaming hoop to give him the kick of death, whatever. It's like, okay. A lot of fight experts have said that the fight in The Dark Knight Rises was as close as it can get to a real fight, what it can be like. Punching and then more kicking and punching, and then you have to resolve to obstacles. And then when that fails, you pretty much, do or die, do fight what you can until Bane breaks your helmet, and that's it. But while the martial arts movies aren't as popular now as they were, which they're slowly coming back, the genre has still produced more few gems over the last decade. Now, the best of them stand out by nailing the classic ingredients, particularly, clarity of choreography, emotion, intensity, and, mystic grandeur, I guess you can say that, of classic wuxia epics. Oh my God, who that wrote this? Anyway, others blend martial art tropes with other genres, and few simply get more grounded and human as their characters. All right, so now these are pretty much like the top 10 best martial art films ever made. Now, they've done a remarkable job keeping it alive at a time when the audience is no longer seem to appreciate martial art movies. But here are the top 10. Sakura, 2023. Now, again, oh my God, it's too much to read. Sheesh. Anyway, so it's the legend of Donnie Yen. Both starred and directed this one, a deliberate return to the traditional wuxia storytelling. He plays Xiao Feng, a respected martial arts falsely accused of murder and forced into exile while trying to uncover the conspiracy surrounding his identity. It's been done, storyline, but I'll check that movie out. Number 9, Mortal Kombat 2021. I saw it on cable. I didn't like it, and I'm tired of these Mortal Kombat films. No one's going to get it right, just like they did with the Transformers. Knock it off. God. All right. This one is number 8, The Paper Tigers, 2020. I never saw this movie, let alone hear the title of it. Hmm. I shall see this movie when I get a chance. Uh Kung Fu without honor is just fighting. In contrast, the fascinational uh, fantastical spectacle of Mortal Kombat, the Paper Tigers offers more grounded and emotionally real spin of martial art tropes. Fundamentally, it asks what happens to a kung fu prodigy's once middle aged jobs, injuries, and family responsibilities arrive. Now, the story follows three former martial arts students, Alan Yu, Ron Yan, and Mikhail Shannon Jenkins, who reunite after drifting apart following the suspicious death of their master. Now, the fights are intentionally less polished than usual because the characters themselves are older, slower, and painfully out of practice. The physical imperfection becomes part of the Paper Tiger's charm. At the same time, the movie clearly loves classic kung fu films. You can feel the influence of the old school Hong Kong martial arts cinema in the training flashbacks, rival schools, eccentric masters, and emphasis on honor and discipline. Huh. All right. Hmm. Oh, sorry about that. I'm drinking my water. Number 7, Raging Fire 2021. Another cop movie. No, I ain't gotta talk about it. Number 6, The Swordsman 2020. I think about swords. I don't know. Eh. Nah, I'm not gonna read it. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Nah, moving on. Oh my god. Number 4, John Wick Chapter 4, 2023. No, moving on. Sheesh, man. It's like I don't know. Number 3, Monkey Man 2024. Hmm. Well, let me read it. I never saw the movie. It is on demand. I'll probably check it out. Now, my whole life, I have felt invisible. Dev Patel made his directorial debut with Monkey Man, in which he stars as Kid, a young underground fighter climbing through the criminal underworld, seeking revenge against the corrupt elites responsible for destroying his childhood village. That's fairly straightforward narrative terrain and for the genre, but Patel elevates it into something unusual, raw, and personal, throwing in political elements, religious references, and unusual character depth. Now, indeed, the protagonist in one of the dimensional superhero, he begins as a damaged man barely surviving from one day to the next, carrying immense grief and rage tied to the childhood trauma and systemic corruption. That emotional foundation, oh my lord, gives the violence real weight. Did they have to use these big ass words? Oh my god. And the systematical combination. Oh my lord. It's the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is itself as intense and tactical. Wow, my god. The fights in Monkey Man are messy and dirty and emphasizing sweat, blood, cramped environments, and physical exhaustion. Maybe I'll check it out. Number 2, Polite Society 2023. I never saw this movie, never heard of this movie. It is an Indian film. God bless them. They do make great movies. And but too much to read. Oh my god. It's I know, no, too much to read. And number 1 of the best martial art films ever made, and it just recently won an Oscar. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, 2021. Now, when I see this movie, I like it, and it was kind of weird. But in another life, I would really have liked just doing laundry and taxes with you. Now, far and away, the most feted martial arts movies of the decade. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, gleefully mashes a million ideas and references into a family focused fantasy action odyssey. Michelle Yeoh is a perfectly cast as Evelyn Wang, and an exhausted laundromat owner who discovers she can access the skills of alternate universe versions of herself while attempting to stop the multiverse catastrophe caused by her daughter. There's a sequence in the movie where she had a vision of what she could have been, and like a martial arts movie star, like she was huge, and but then all of a sudden, she met her husband, they opened up a laundromat, they got a business, and now that's her life forever. But for the movie pivots nimbly between genres and tones, one moment leaning into the sci-fi comedy, the next tugging at your heartstrings with layered family drama. Yet somehow it maintains an emotional coherence throughout. Not to mention, the fight choreography is impressively intensive, transforming fanny packs, office cubicles, and mundane household objects into weapons. In short, it is an endlessly creative banger. I agree, because when I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was very well made, very well acted, very well emotional performances from everybody. I mean, the what was it, Roundhouse, the kid that he won an Oscar. Michelle Yeoh won an Oscar. She played a wonderful performance. The storyline was great, you know. Jamie Lee Curtis won an Oscar too. I mean, the list goes down about this movie. Now, there are moments in it where it's so effing weird. You're like, what the hell am I watching? Hmm. But I don't know. In its many ways, you're like, they just made the best of it, and they did, and I liked it. But there's so many martial art films out there nowadays, and there's so many out there with fight movies and choreographed. Like, I'll give you a great example. When Batman Begins came out, um, people were complaining because they didn't see the fight scenes. All they heard was the grumbling and the punching, and then next thing you know, Batman beats up 20 guys. You're like, what the hell? I didn't see it. So the director listened to the fans, and then when they put it in Batman, Begins, whatever, not the Batman Begins, the Dark Knight, then finally people got to see the fights. So that's what he does. He beats people up. But there's so many of these films with choreographed fight scenes. They know where to get in, know where to get out, know where to punch, know where to kick. It's when I studied martial arts many years ago, many, many, many years ago, my Sifu is what you call master. He once said, if you have powers, never reveal them. You know? In other words, if you're like a master martial artist and someone's bothering you, and all of a sudden you say, hey, dude, I know Kung Fu. I'm going to kick your ass. I know Kung Fu. All right. Right away, you just revealed your power, and now that person is going to whoop your ass. And the master Bruce Lee was great at that. He never talked shit. He never started fights. He never antagonized, intimidated, or verbally like threw fuel on the fire just to start a fight. No. He would just look at you and smile and sign because they say silence is power, you know? And Bruce Lee was a master of that. He never started fighting and instigated none of those. None of those. He would just stand there, look, wait. And then next thing you know, if he sees the first punch coming, you're going to see 9 punches coming and a kick from him. But when I see these fights from Jackie Chan and Jet Li and all these other fight choreographed movies, you are impressed, you are entertained, and you love it. You're like, oh wow, this is like when people ask me to see that Karate Kid show, whatever it was. At first, I was like, should I watch it? Yeah, maybe I should watch it. Then I quickly changed my mind. It's like, oh my god, I saw something. I was like, really? You are going to start a fight? How? Okay. and so on and so on and so on. It's like, nah, I'm not interested. Too much of these fights are choreographed, and in reality, the law would have been involved. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, whoever thought about this really thought reality was like that. Not, you know. So, like I said, it was pretty much when you see a well choreographed fight in movies, has to be well done or well done to the best of its ability. Like when Chuck Norris was alive, he was a choreographer too on set. Like, he would go to his stunt guys and he would like, hey, this is what you do and this is what you don't do, And he was a master of that. Like when he fought Bruce Lee, that was another fight people were saying, the Bruce Lee Chuck Norris fight. That's another way where they said that's as close to reality of two professional martial artists. That's how it would be. Like there was a never fight history with the fighters stretched before they fight. Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris did. You know what I mean? And then it was like not full onslaught punches and kicks. It was like punch kick, punch kick. Okay, let me step back a bit, dance around. You know what I mean? And it says, and all of a sudden, again, punch kick, roundhouse, boom, 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 and knock you down first. Chuck Norris knocked down Bruce Lee, and then all of a sudden, you got to see it. But a lot of experts were saying that's as close again to what a natural fight would look like, right next to the Dark Knight Rises when Bane fought Batman. You're like, yes, that's how it should have been. That type of fight should have be, you know. But again, when you see like fights in John Wick and oh god, the list goes down like Mortal Kombat, it's to a point where you're like, yes, you love it, but try to make it as real as possible, man. It's to a point where you're like, oh god, and he's not gonna leave you disappointed, but you right away know that it's like that's happening. Oh my god, what the hell did I just hit? Oh my lord! I just hit that button by accident. Oh my god. Hold on. Do I have my sound effect? Oh my god. I just hit. What the hell was that? Chainsaw, buzzsaw? No, it wasn't. Jeez, man, that was effed up. I was like, what the hell? I just wanted to like, knock somebody out and say, damn.
Damn.
And then I was looking for my fight sounds. Where the hell were they? No, that's the elephant one. God damn it. Oh my lord. I'm pissed off again. All right, here we go. Do I have it? Oh my god. All right, here we go. Weapons. There you go. Punch sounds. There you go. Speed punches. Speed punches. God damn it. Oh my god. I'm mad now. Oh. You know what? All right, let me save this one, put the favorites. Okay. And then go over here to favorites and then type up here, put in K. Oh, there we go.
K.O.
Anyway, so throughout all the history of fights in so many movies that we've known and seen and loved, we all know that's choreographed and mapped out and rehearsed 1,000 times. Like the fight in the elevator took 3 days to film. With in Captain America, the oh my god, what was his name? The Winter Soldier. There you go. It's to a point where you want it to be as real as possible and you don't want it to make it extremely ridiculous where someone can say, really, wow, you're gonna pick up a car and smash it on his head, or an unexpected weapon they grab. It's like, no. But if you really take the time and just see these movies from old, like Chuck Norris films, or these well fight like Dark Knight Rises, or the Bruce Lee Chuck Norris fight, and it's like, wow, they're doing their best, and that's what they want. They want us to be entertained. They want us to love it. And maybe have someone inspire and say, "Wow, I really do want to take martial arts lesson." Oh, you want to hurt people? No, well, you must learn how to heal. If anybody's seen that stupid movie with fat Steven Seagal, sheesh, man. Anyway, just enjoy what you watch. You know what I mean? Just, there are films out there. They're doing their best, people. They're doing their best to keep us entertained and to keep the punches and the kicks flying. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time for the Jerry Torres program. I appreciate everybody coming on, staying on. Yeah!
K.O.
Sheesh, man, that's scary. Anyway, hold on. There we go. Add that to favorites. There we go. Yeah. So let me see if I still got it here. Oh, let me go here and let me go up a bit. Hold on. Gotta make sure I have it. Make sure I have it because the last time I checked, I didn't know I had it. Oh my god. All right. Okay. There we go. Which eye? Yeah.
In your face, sucker!
Anyway, I'm not gonna hit those guys either. No, I'm not. This one in particular. Yeah.
We'll have to teach you a lesson. You fight as well as you run.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna press those buttons. Not today. Anyway, ladies, as you all well know, I am an accomplished author. I have written a book entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast. You can find my book either on lulu.com, that is Lulu, or on Amazon Kindle. And it's an ebook. You can download the book, read the book anytime, anywhere on your phone, a tablet, or your laptop. And the book is only $4, people, so you're really not going to be breaking the bank. So download the book today and enjoy a good read. Chinese Food for Breakfast by Jerry Torres. Also, listen to my good friend Letice Mitchell's podcast show, Tice Talk. She's in the works to making a comeback from her podcast. You can listen to her previous podcast shows on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Her podcast show is about fun, life, family, and she's one of the most funniest female comedians I've ever worked with. I enjoy working with this woman. If you're interested, again, find her podcast shows on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube, or previously on iHeartRadio. And she's in the works of making a comeback. So Letice Mitchell's Tice Talk.
It'll knock your socks off.
Tice, wait a minute, that was loud. Damn it. Tice Talk. Oh my God. Tice Talk with Letice Mitchell.
Real bad.
That's still too loud. Oh my Lord. There we go. Tice Talk.
Monster truck.
Tice.
Get wrecked.
Also, listen to Gordo B. He's in the works of making a comeback. He has new music coming out now. You can find him on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Download any of his songs, download any of his new albums. Again, if you go on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube, he's an up and coming hip hop artist. I heard some of his music. I really like it. Why? Because I could understand what the hell he's saying. I compare his music to the Diggable Planets, De La Soul, and A Tribe Called Quest. Very poetic. If you're interested in finding any of his music, he's in the works of doing a tour right now. But again, you can download his albums or any of his songs. Go on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Find Gordo B, and Gordo B is spelled Gordo capital B. Yeah, someone had to correct. We don't say big letter B. Just say capital B. Yeah, here's a capital B for you, bitch. Shut up. All right. And also listen to Funky Times. I love this band. Why? Because they make it up with jazz, funk, and rock. You can find their music on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. If you're interested in hiring them for an event, send them a message, work things out, and you won't regret it. I love this band. You can find them again on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. And speaking of Funky Times, I pretty much use their music to close my podcast. If I can find the music, there we go. In a 3 tuna 1. Oh my God. And 1 tuna 5. Something like that. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. As I always say towards the end of my podcast, whatever religious figure you believe in, may you be blessed. I bid you all a fondue. I'll be back. So I ask you all, please don't go a changing. I'ma go get it going and bye.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
You've just heard the Jerry Torres program on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, YouTube Music, and listen to him in other podcast affiliates. Subscribe to the Jerry Torres program on Spotify because remember, boys and girls, that the Jerry Torres program has been known to bring magic into your heart, mind, and soul. Magic.